We have a roof! I hope you can hear me. It suddenly got very windy, but if not, I'm just gonna put subtitles here. So yeah, our roof is done. The extension part is still unfinished because they had a vacation in between, so they are continuing on that probably this week. So this is a traditional Finnish like a felt roof. This is what the house had when we got it. It almost looks like a leather roof, which is of course super cool. Tin roof is really loud, and because our attic space is completely open, it's like an echo chamber. So considering we both need to record stuff from time to time, and having to stop doing something we need to do just because it's raining doesn't really make sense. I never thought that it could look this good. It looks so pretty, and the details are just incredible. They have done such a good job. Look at that edge over there. The guys are probably dying inside because they had to leave the roof a bit sloped because I didn't want the, I don't know if you call those eaves, I wanted that to be as thin as possible, so if they would have straightened the whole roof, it would have caused the eaves to be like 30 centimeters or even wider.
The warm weather has been lingering for longer than usual, which makes the outside tasks very comfortable. We are covering the log walls with wind barrier boards, and we try to use all the leftovers from other projects that we have piling up. It's quite a puzzle, but I'm willing to work extra hours knowing that all the materials we have gets used. And it's also because I'm cheap and I want to save money.
We are going to go and pick up a second patch of tiles for the mudroom. These are used, or not used, but like second-hand, and I'm just hoping these will be fine because otherwise I'll have 2 batches of tiles and not actual tiles to put in the mudroom if these turn out wrong. So these are the tiles that we picked up. So these are more like it, more of what I wanted them to be like. The problem here is that the tiles are this long, so we need to cut these in 3 smaller tiles. So I'm here to now see how the cutting works to begin with, and then trying to decide if this really is worth it or if I'm gonna sell these and just install the ugly tiles. To make things a little easier for me, I did this like box for these, so I can just slide this in and cut here. And I'm gonna use angle grinder. This is my second time ever using it, so I'm a bit scared of how this will end up. So it's difficult to get it straight, and also all the scraps flew on my face, so I'm not sure if I'm doing everything right. It does cut through it, but it's a bit difficult. Of course, this was my first tile I've ever cut, so that makes sense. But it's a bit difficult to get it straight because there's nothing to guide the blade. I've heard the wet saw should be better, but I've also heard that it's gonna stain the tile when it's like a natural material, so I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna cut a second tile and see if it feels any better. Okay, so if anyone's wondering, it's doable, but it's not smart. I think I'm gonna try to find the wet saw from somewhere and try how this goes with that.
I found a wet saw from an online marketplace, but before we went to pick it up, we finished boarding up the wall. Now this is a sight for our neighbors driving by. I often wonder what they're thinking about this project, because day by day I feel like it's only looking worse for them.
Lähti lyö naamaan tuo. Ai niin, tässä on toi, eiköhän eihän näitä tarvii niinku siis merkata, kun tuossa on tuo ohjaus.
They look good!
Leave the light on. Leave the light on. Just leave the light on. Yeah, leave the light on. If I'll ever change,
Alright, so I'm so uncomfortable here doing something so modern, using modern materials, but I'm just gonna try to lay these out and see how it looks. There was about 280 of those big tiles. I was just constantly thinking that It's only 280 tiles, it's not that bad. But then I realized that no, we have 280 of those big tiles. And the tiles we have to cut is 3 times that, so I'm just glad I didn't realize that before we started, because I don't know if I would have been up for it. This can end up looking like there's no straight line anywhere, but then again I try to remind myself that that's exactly what I wanted for this floor. I wanted it to be like not polished. I feel like I'm trying to please how it should look like instead of pleasing what I want it to look like. It doesn't matter if it's not straight. God damn it! It doesn't matter! I thought that I'm gonna start from here, about here, and first set this line here. So there's something that's in the center. I don't know if this is a smart way to do it, but that's how I think could work. I think I need to start. There's no turning back now. Somebody tell me if they're wet enough or not. I have so many questions. I'm terrified. I was supposed to... What am I doing? Press, press, press. Is that it? I got about a square meter done and I'm exhausted. I'm like, it was mentally so draining that I feel like I have been here for a week. I'm gonna call it a day. It's 8 p.m. so it took me about 3 hours to do this. Yeah, it's difficult. The wind outside it is terrible, but luckily I don't have to think about our roof flying off anymore. They seem to be stuck. I realized yesterday that because of these gaps here, the mortar wasn't completely covering the backside of each of these tiles, so from about here towards the wall, the tiles are not installed as good as they should be. But I read that you can, if they come loose, you can just crack them and replace them. I was a bit disappointed in myself because I did such a foolish mistake. There's two drains here, one behind the tank that heats up the water and one under the sink. These are the tiles are so much higher than what I thought I would be using, and so this is kind of sinked in, and I was told that I can just use the mortar and like raise this up. So today's project is to install these, and also all the tiles around the room. Probably won't have enough time to do that, but I'll try. These are all leftovers from the long tiles. Luckily these fit here quite perfectly, so I can just use these. Okay. I first saw these with wet saw, and then I cut the rest with an angle grinder and then tried to like make the corner a bit better, but as you can see it didn't always go that well because the angle grinder is quite heavy to use with one hand for me, so it's not easy to control. This will be here. It's looking quite good. I'm putting these here the wrong way, so I remember to install them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have a 7 here? One that goes there. That says 2, but I'm thinking it's this one. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I guess I now just back butter the fuck out of this. Whew. I'm gonna have a heart attack. I think it's cute. Yay! It's about midnight already. My phone ran out of battery, so I'm not sure. But I'm gonna install the tiny tiles around the room, and then I think I'm ready to go home. This floor is done as far as I can get it done right now. I need to wait for us to install all the door frames, so I know where to end the tiles. Considering all the drama that went into getting these tiles the way they are now, it was so worth it, because this is looking like what I had imagined. But yeah, it turned out better than I dared to dream. It's not perfect, of course, but it's self-made, so there's some pride in that, I think. But now I'm gonna start to work on the bathroom tiles, which you haven't seen yet, and that is even more difficult than this project was in a way. And but now I have some experience, so I'm not as scared as I was before. And I think you will see the bathroom floor in the next video. So stay tuned.
What I have learned in this process is that it is so much easier to doubt yourself than to trust yourself. The feeling of doubt sometimes feels paralyzing. I spiral into thinking about all the things that could go wrong instead of all the things I already know. But doubting yourself is your own worst enemy. And all you can do to get rid of it is rip it off like a band-aid, throw it in the trash, and take the first step. After that, it all gets easier. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.